Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's up, my Minimos? I do that way too well. What's going on, guys? Welcome to our first Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire UU Waifu Battle. It's the first UU one. I haven't done UU on YouTube yet. Me personally, I'm sure many other people have, but this is my first one that's posted on YouTube, and I really hope you guys are going to enjoy it because UU is my favorite tier, and the team I made for it, I fucking love it. We have our physically defensive Rotom, specially defensive Florges. We have just an all-out Life Orb, fucking Swords Dancing, Toxicroak, the thing's a monster. We have Choice Scarf, Jirachi, Mega Pidgeot, and then we have our Dragon Dance Zygarde, which I underestimated the fuck out how good Zygarde was. I honestly did. But today we're going to battle against Melvo19. Don't know who he is. I'm sure he'll be linked down below for you guys to go check him out. Pretty cool fellow. I'm gonna do say so myself. He's just a cool guy. But looking at his team, I'm thinking he's gonna be either leading off with the Beedrill or the Galvantula. And if you don't notice it, just look at my Rotom. My Rotom Heat fucks up quite a bit of Pokemon on his team. So like Rotom Heat is really important for me. It fucks up his Beedrill, his Galvantula, his Jirachi, and his Blastoise because I outspeed him and I can get a Volt Switch off. So I need to keep my Rotom around. That's one thing I've got in mind. But I figured he's gonna be leading off with Galvantula or Beedrill, and Rotom is just the best thing to counter those. He's physically defensive. Galvantula doesn't really have anything can do to him unless he gets Power Gem, which who does that? So I don't know. Either way though, as you can see the team preview, he leads off with his Darmanitan, which isn't even bad for me. He can Rock Slide me, of course, but I'm physically defensive. I'm gonna take it. Volt Switch into my fucking whatever to deal with his whatever. So I don't know. Either way, let's just go and get into the battle. Enough with the introduction. So like I said, he's going to be going ahead and leading off with his Dimension, which I was obviously, I would lead off with my Rotom Heat predicting either his Mega Beedrill or his Galvantula. So, you know, it's one of the two. Yeah, it's Darmanitan. But right here, he's going to go straight up, go for the U-turn, which I figured he would do. He wants to keep momentum. He doesn't want to go for the Rock Slide, risking me going into my Zygarde. And, you know, most Darmanitans are commonly Scarfed or Banded. He would then have to fucking force himself out into something else like Blastoise to deal with my Zygarde. But then I would get the chance to get, you know, the Dragon Dance set up. And I'm going to do a chunk of damage to anything that he switches from his Darmanitan into. So just, him U-turning was honestly the smartest play for him, because I just go for the Volt Switch, and for the little amount of damage it does to that Jirachi, automatically told me that's a specially defensive Jirachi. He's running special defensive Jirachi, physically defensive Blastoise. Already know his core, which is nice, because you're not gonna run a Mega Blastoise in a regular Beedrill on team. Let's really be real. So he goes to the Stealth Rock, and that just confirms it. He's got Leftovers, just confirms it. It's a specially defensive Jirachi, because it just honestly took that Volt Switch from my Rotom way too well. But from the Rotom switch on the Jirachi, I end up going to my own Jirachi, to where I go for the U-turn to switch back into my Rotom, because my Rotom is one of the only things I have to deal with the Jirachi. I also have like a Sucker Punch on Toxicroak. But other than that, I just have Rotom here to deal with the Jirachi. So I knew for a fact that he wasn't going to sit here and let his Jirachi take an overheat, even though it is specially defensive. Jirachi can't touch my Rotom in any sort of way. So I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch here, because he's not going to, the only things he's going to switch into is either his Darmanitan, or his Noivern, I believe. That's the only things he probably would have swapped into. And he's not about to switch into a fucking bug type to take an overheat, you know? So it's obvious to me he's going to go into the Darmanitan here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Volt Switch off in Darmanitan, go into my Zygarde, which then he U-turns from there on out, and you know, I just figured he was a jolly banded Darmanitan because of how much damage that did to Zygarde. I've got some HP investments into my Zygarde here, and I figured, okay, that's a banded Darmanitan. It was locked into my mind, that's a banded Darmanitan. And I'm just going to go ahead and outrage on this Blastoise here. I was scared he was going to go for the Ice Beam. I really was. But at the same time, I just wanted to get a huge chunk of damage off in this physically defensive Blastoise, because they can be a pain in the ass, and I was not about to, you know, let this thing be a pain in the ass, and I just wanted to kill it. But luckily for me, he doesn't Ice Beam me. He goes for the Roar and switches me into Florges, which I was originally thinking, okay, I really should switch into Florges. I shouldn't let Zygarde die already. You know, Zygarde is going to be useful later on, but I just outraged. Roars into Florges, which is good for me, because then he goes for the Toxic, which I've got Aromatherapy, which is fine, but he, no matter what, he just wanted to sack off his Blastoise here and just make sure my Florges was poisoned. Like that's the vibes I was getting, because he, you know, he took the Moonblast, which I almost took him out. I just slither of health he lived on. If I fucking took him out, it would have been so much nicer, because, you know, here he's gonna go for the skull just for chip damage, because damage is damage, and, you know, just that right there told me he just wants to let his Blastoise go. He wants to just let it go. I still haven't seen the movie Frozen, and I do not intend on watching it, but the song is pretty decent. But getting off topic, this is just slow right here because of the fucking leftovers on these very fat Pokemon. He's just gonna let his Blastoise die off here, but not without getting a Toxic off in the floor just now. Probably could have been that guy and kept using aromatherapy until he missed a Toxic, but I didn't. I just killed off his Blastoise while I still had the chance, because that's why I left my Zygarde in, because I know how annoying these Blastoises can be. I don't want him to poison anything else on my team. If anything's gonna be poisoned, it should be Florges, you know? Because he's got that Mega Beedrill in the back just chilling to deal with Florges, and I'm not about that life. So he ends up going into Darmanitan here. Now, I think it would have been a better play for him to go into maybe his Beedrill, and maybe not, because I just really can't touch. I don't know, either way, whatever happened. He fucking went for the Flare Blitz with his Darmanitan. I feel like he should have just maybe got the Mega off with his Beedrill while he had the opportunity. But he ended up going for the Flare Blitz and Darmanitan, which I let my Florges die there, because I'm like, okay, I'll get a lot of HP off on this thing if he ends up going for the Flare Blitz, which he did. And just look at the amount of damage this does to me. This does a nice, I want to say like 60 points of damage, and I'm like, that is definitely Choice Banded. Good to know. So I just, you know, because like I said earlier, earlier on the battle, I assumed the thing was Choice Banded, so that's why I just went for the Dragon Dance here with my Zygarde. I'm like, okay, now I outspeed him. Next turn, I want to go for the rest and then start sweeping his team. Apparently, I haven't battled a Darmanitan in a while. I underestimated the power of Darmanitan, and he's a Choice Scarf Darmanitan. That's why he had sped me there, because, you know, just even if I was a Jolly Zygarde and stuff like that with, you know, fucking Dragon Dance up, I still wouldn't have to be Darmanitan with the Choice Scarf, I'm pretty sure. So that really does suck for me. I just lost my Zygarde, which would have been useful. Zygarde could have swept his team if I got a better opportunity to do it. I really should have used Rest when I first sent in Zygarde. That's what I should have done. Rest, then got a Dragon Dance. Just let this thing, you know, wear itself down or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I switched to my Rotom Heat. Let him do a Flare Blitz to me. Does quite a bit of damage. It's just, I underestimate the fuck out of Darmanitan, man. It's definitely an adamant one. Can't be Jolly. But yeah, I ended up going with the Volt Switch and finishing off his Darmanitan there, which then I Volt Switch into my Jirachi. He then goes into his Galvantula to counter my Jirachi or whatever, which I figured he's going to go for the Thunder. So just, with the Stealth Rocks up and everything, I may as well just get rid of Easy Bake. He would have been really fucking nice, but the Stealth Rocks, I never got the opportunity to get rid of them with Mega Pidgeot sooner and stuff, so just sadly, Easy Bake. He's got to go. But the only thing I really can think of that can deal with this Galvantula here is Rufus, my fucking Toxicroak. Now I go for the Sucker Punch straight away, just trying to do some damage, completely forgetting he's gonna probably want to set up some sticky webs, or he might switch out. I'm like, he's probably just gonna switch out or just thunder me, so I'm just gonna get some damage either way. And I don't know, I fucking underestimated or overestimated Galvantula. I thought Galvantula would one-shot me if I just didn't, you know, try and get a Sucker Punch off on him. So the turn when I used Sticky Webs, I definitely should have Swords Danced up, and then next turn I should have went for this Sucker Punch, which that would have been perfect. I wouldn't have fucking paralyzed, damaged ass Toxicroak as I do now, but I do, because I fucked up. But no matter what, after the next move I use, my Life Orb is gonna kill me, I'm pretty sure, or maybe I'll live on 1 HP. I think my Life Orb kills me no matter what, you know, next time I get hit off. So you know, he just goes for the Wish or whatever, and it's unfortunate for me I was paralyzed there, and I get paralyzed here again, paralyzed 2 times in a row, and he just gets the Iron Head off, which is unfortunate for me because I could have killed this Jirachi with the Sucker Punch. So now, all I have left is my own Jirachi and my Mega Pidgeot. Now, my Mega Pidgeot, of course, carries Heat Wave and shit. So I'm going to want to go for the Mega Evolution and Heat Wave. Now, I'm so forgetful when stuff on my side of the field is set up, like Stealth Rocks and, what's it called? Stealth Rocks and Sticky Webs. I really should write them down when I'm battling. Because I tried to remember to take this mental note of getting rid of the Stealth Rocks and Sticky Webs so I can send in my Jirachi, because his final Pokemon on his team is his Jirachi, his what's it called, his Beedrill, and his Galvantula, which I think no, this is Noivern. This is Noivern, not Galvantula. It's Noivern, which my Jirachi can kind of sweep. Which I don't know. This wouldn't be as much of an issue if my fucking Toxicroak came through and killed off the Jirachi right here. It wouldn't have been as much of an issue. But right now, pretty much what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep my Pidgeot alive while killing this thing off with the Heat Waves. Heat Waves are doing a decent chunk of damage considering it's not stab and stuff like that from Mega Pidgeot. It's doing nice damage. I'm proud of Pidgeot coming through, doing like a nice half to him. But right here, I'm like, you know, if I end up going for the Defog here, he's just gonna go ahead and wish up, and it's just gonna be even more stall and shit like that. And I just then went for the Heat Wave just to take out the Jirachi while I still can. And then he sends in Noivern, of course. Now Noivern outspeeds Mega Pidgeot, at least my one. Well, I'm pretty sure outspeeds him, period, because it's like 124 base speed or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, he outspeeds me, finished me off with a Flamethrower just in case, I guess. I switched into my Baby Mel here, which I didn't. I just let my Pidgeot go down. But if I got rid of the fucking Sticky Webs, I still had a chance to win the battle. Which, of course, you obviously know now I'm going to lose. Flamethrower does a fuck ton of damage. And I'm slower now because of Sticky Webs. I'm a Scarf Jirachi with, you know, fucking -1 speed. I'm pretty much just a regular speed Jirachi. But if I got rid of the Sticky Webs somehow, if I didn't get paralyzed those 2 turns with my Toxicroak, I would have definitely had a better chance at winning the battle, because I could just Scarf myself into Jirachi here. I know it's kind of relying on hacks, but I would outspeed this Mega Beedrill, and I could hit him with the Ice Punch and freeze him. Maybe I could potentially have froze him if I got rid of the fucking defog and shit. If I defogged the Sticky Webs away, maybe his fucking Noivern would not got all the damage off of me, and I could have maybe lived a knockoff from this Mega Beedrill. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. So I don't know. Hacks wasn't really on my side for the paralyzed part, and I did misplay a couple of times with the Galvantula and stuff like that. But either way, it came down to a pretty nice, interesting battle. I personally enjoyed it, and I think it was a good one. And I made a couple misplays that sort of just inevitably made me lose the battle. But I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the first UU battle here in the channel, from me at least. If you want more, let me know in the comments down below. I really like this team I made. I might try and get into making more UU teams with more UU Megas and shit. And I don't know, just hope you guys liked it, because I didn't play the best I could have, but it still was just 1-0 in his favor. You know, I took it down to the very end. You know, it could have been worse. Could have been 6-0. Either way, I'm HoodlumScrafty. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Bye bye.